So.
Thanks for coming to see me. I hear your name's Joe Bloggs, is that right?
Joe's my name, yes.
Yeah. Excellent. Nice to meet you, Joe.
Well, nice to meet you.
Yeah, and so you're really enthusiastic because you love the Brexit thing, right?
Yeah, I think it's terrific. Yeah, terrific.
Yeah. And what exactly do you particularly like about it then?
Well, we can look after ourselves, can't we?
Right.
Well, why do we need anybody else? We can look after ourselves.
Right. And don't you normally look after yourself? I mean.
Yeah, I do. We don't need these foreigners, do we? No, we don't. We don't need them to help us. No, we can survive on our own. We can reach trade deals all over the world, can't we?
Right, that's good. Yeah. So, and who's the we in this statement?
Well,
Joe?
we. It's Theresa, isn't it? Theresa, she's great. I love her to bits. No, she can go off, to see Trump in the States, and she can reach a deal with him, and they can, we can reach all sort of deals with Australia, can't we? Speak to Martin Turnbull, down there, and they'll agree to everything we say.
Right, excellent. Okay, so tell me a bit about your life then. So, where did you go to school,
Joe?
Joe?
I went to Chigwell High, and then I got an apprenticeship as a joiner, and then I became a chippy.
Excellent. So, where did you learn the skills of being a joiner then?
Well, I was an apprentice, so I said to you, didn't you listen to what I said?
No.
And I was an apprentice to
Okay. What was
Fred.
the firm called?
Fred. I can't remember what the firm was called. I don't know. Fred and Co or something.
Okay. And the arts of carpentry and all that. I mean, did you you enjoyed that? Did you?
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, I learnt a lot. Yeah. I mean, it's not that easy, but once you got it, you got it, and you can you can make a bit of money out of it.
What kind of things did you build? Or do you make as a joiner then?
Well, it's normal things,
Like
people,
furniture? Or
yeah, well, people want cupboards.
doors?
No, people want cupboards. They want doors, don't they? And they want things
Floors?
in the kitchen. Well, and things in the kitchen. Yeah, I put down laminate flooring and that sort of thing. Yeah, but it's not complicated. But you just got to get the hang of it, haven't you?
Okay. Have you ever heard of this? There was a chap I've heard of. It means a lot to me. He lived in a place called Palestine, or Israel it's called. He was a chippy.
Oh, he was. Yeah, I think. Him? Well, who was he? I've seen
Yeshua or Jesus, they call him.
Oh yeah.
Ever heard of him? Jesus.
Oh yeah, I think I do remember something about him. Yeah,
but he came from abroad, you see.
Well, yeah, somebody mentioned
he came from overseas.
Did he? Where did he come from then?
Well, it's Israel, Palestine. It's in the Mediterranean Sea, which is, I think, a very beautiful ocean. And he could see the sea, and it was all glittering.
Well,
gold.
I don't know.
Have you seen the Mediterranean? Been down there?
Well, yeah, I've been to Ibiza once. Yeah, we had a good time.
Good music there, was that?
Well, yeah, lots of music. And we got drunk every night.
And people from all over the world were there, presumably all over France, Spain, Italy.
Oh yeah. Well, no, mostly Brits down there. I didn't speak to any of those foreigners. No.
But they were going to Europe, weren't they? And they didn't need a visa on the plane to get there.
Who?
The people coming to Ibiza.
I don't know. I didn't need a visa. No.
And that's quite good, isn't it? You can go anywhere you want and have parties, right?
Well, yeah, that's not a problem. After we leave the EU, we'll still be able to go, won't we?
Well, we have to. These are the kind of things we need to think through carefully, in my opinion.
Well, no, Theresa will sort it out. She'll sort it out, and she'll tell the Europeans, we still want to go over and to Ibiza and Marbella and places.
They'll let you in still.
And have a good. No, I like the stag do's. I could do stag do's and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Right. And what about some of the other places in Europe? Have you ever travelled elsewhere? Is that it?
No, I've been to Ibiza, I think twice, and I went to what's that place called? Torremolinos, I think. I went there once. That was good fun.
Okay, so that's well. I'm glad to see you're a well-travelled man. That really excites me.
Well, I like to get out and about.
Yeah, that's great. We've got the same references here. Now, look, the question I want to put to you is that this Jesus chap, right? Now, we're celebrating today the anniversary of Saint Augustine.
What, today?
Do you remember Saint Augustine? Have you ever heard of him?
No, I don't know Saint Augustine at all. Right. No.
Do you know where Canterbury is? Have you heard of Canterbury? You must know Kent.
Well, no.
It's down the A2.
Well, I do. I think I have.
Southeast, Peckham, and carry on a bit.
Well, I've heard of it. I think only because I live in Essex, and
So it's the other side of the river.
Yeah, I think I have heard of Canterbury. Somewhere, somewhere down there, sort of near, not far away from Dover, somewhere like that.
That's right. It's on the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a big building there called the Cathedral, Canterbury Cathedral.
Well,
Have you heard of that?
No, I don't know about that. No.
You've never been in?
What, cathedral? No, I've never been in the cathedral. No.
Right. Okay.
Why would I want to do that?
Well, because it's very historic and interesting. And what about history? Is that what is? Did you study history at school at all?
Well, not really. No, the only history I know is we won the World Cup in '66. That's all the history I know.
Right. Okay. So anyway, there was this place called Canterbury, and it was settled by this guy called Saint Augustine, who was actually from Italy.
When was that then?
Yeah, that was a very long time ago, about 597 AD.
Well, that's a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. So what year are we in now? 2017. So
well, yeah, 2017. Yeah,
work it out. Need a square pencil.
That's a long time ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember my ancestors. I don't remember that far back. No, I can only go back as far as 1940.
So the point I'm just putting to you is that Britain has always been part culturally of Europe. You see, if you go further back, there were the Christians, and you go before them there were Romans, and before that there were the Celts. You see.
So what?
And then there were the Anglo-Saxons coming in from Europe. The Celts also were pan-European people. I mean, your ancestors, if I went back into your genetic code, probably all came from, I don't know, where are your ancestors from? Do you know, Joe?
Well, Southend, and my dad, I think he was from Southend or somewhere around that. And my granddad came from the East End of London, but I don't know beyond that. I'm afraid no. So and
they're probably English, right?
Well, I think he was a Brit. He was a Brit. I think we're all Brits. I don't think there's any foreign blood in us at all.
Right,
no.
Okay. But you see, so I've got some Norman ancestry in my blood. Yeah, we were Normans from 1066.
Well, hard luck, mate.
Yeah. No, they won the battle. Actually, has anybody told you? The Normans actually won, yeah? That was William.
Which battle was that then?
That was the Battle of Hastings, which is in Sussex.
Oh, yes, I remember
Have you heard of that?
Well, something about an arrow or something.
1066.
Yeah, was an arrow or something involved in that?
That's
arrow?
right, yeah. So the Normans won, and but in their army were lots of Bretons and Celts, and they knew all the Arthur legends. So,
but what relevance is that today? I mean, I've got Teresa on
cultural history.
Yeah, well, so what? I mean, Teresa's doing a bloody good job. She knows what she's doing.
But Teresa's a Christian of some sort. I mean, her dad was a vicar. So, she should know about the role of Christianity in Europe as a whole and in Britain.
Well, I don't know.
Culturally, we're one thing, you see.
Yeah, but you say that. I don't know anything about that at all, do I? I'm not really bothered.
Have you ever been to Scotland?
Scotland?
Yeah.
No.
Never been to Scotland?
No, I know that's somewhere beyond Newcastle. No, I don't know Scotland at all. No.
Okay. Do you know? Can I ask you a simple question then? What is Britain like geographically? What bits does Britain make up?
Well, I know Scotland is part. What you say, Britain? Britain.
Well, that's actually called the United Kingdom of United Kingdom, UK. What is the United Kingdom?
Well, I'm not sure. I think it's probably Scotland. I suppose Wales must be included, and I think maybe Northern Ireland, but I'm not sure. It might be.
I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. And have you been to, which bits have you been to then? Not Scotland. You've been to Wales?
No, I've been to Cornwall once, and that's all in Wales, is it? No.
It's like Wales, but different.
I've not been to Wales
Ireland,
or
Northern Ireland?
No, I've been across there. No,
right.
No.
So what if I told you that the chances are 99% that if the Brexit lot win this coming election with Theresa May, the country, the United Kingdom, is going to break up, and all it'll consist of is England, probably without London, eventually, just England. Scotland's going to leave it. Northern Ireland's going to leave it. Wales will probably leave it, but it'll take some time for the penny to drop. London, likewise, will leave it. So it'll be just left like England. If I said that's the outcome of Brexit, what would you say to
that, but I know Theresa. She'll sort out Nicola, won't she? She'll sort out Nicola, and she basically Nicola's talking a load of rubbish, and actually the Scots don't want to leave the UK at all. I think Nicola's just, winding Theresa up, and I think Theresa will get the better of her in the end. So I don't think Scotland will leave at all. And Northern Ireland, well, I don't know about Northern Ireland. I don't know, but you told me I don't know anything about Northern Ireland. I know that Northern Ireland is, well, you just said part of
A lot of
UK.
blood on the street, right? Was spilt on this issue of reunifying the South and the North. Given half a chance, if there's another referendum, which there has to be by law, if the UK decides for Brexit, there has to be a referendum in Northern Ireland whether they want to join the South. And the figures, if you study it, are that they will then vote to leave the UK. I mean, obviously, politics is not a science.
Well, no, you say that. You're
certainty.
You're looking to the future. You might be right, or you might be wrong. I don't know. I don't know much about it really.
Okay, fine. Well, I'm just sharing this information that the probability is that Northern Ireland will leave. The probability, again, I would say about Scotland is they will leave because the figures, the voting tendencies, if there's a second referendum, the very strong probability is Scotland will leave the UK. So Theresa, you say you trust her, but she's only got she hasn't got any real knowledge in politics actually.
Hasn't she?
Sadly not. No,
not. She's Prime Minister.
I know, but
she must have lots of experience because she's Prime Minister.
It's the only profession you can do without any qualifications at all. You can't be a chippy without qualifications. Have you got qualifications?
Yeah, I've got qualifications.
Yeah. You can't be an electrician without
I've got a certificate.
sparks. You can't do that with a
certificate.
certificate.
Yeah.
I can't be a teacher without degrees and all that. But you can be a politician.
Is that right?
Yeah, with no qualifications at all.
Are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no qualification. You can lie. You can get away with murder, literally. You can plot people's murders behind their backs, and lots of politicians do this. It never comes out.
I'm not sure I believe you.
It's true. You look it up when we finish.
John Major.
Well, look it up what? look
no
it up.
Qualifications.
Well, look it up what?
Well, you had no qualifications.
He had two. No, didn't you have a couple of O-levels, didn't you, or something?
But the point I'm trying to make is there's no specialist qualifications. I think to be a politician, right, you should have to have extra qualifications, like a specialist, like a carpenter or something. And the qualifications you need, I think, to be ethical. That means, do you know what ethical is?
No, what's ethical?
Okay, ethical is knowing the difference between right and wrong. Do you?
Well, give me an example of what right and wrong is. Then.
Well, I mean, right and wrong is I have a cat, right? I decide on a whim to go and strangle the cat and cut her up and throw her to the birds, right? Is that right or wrong?
Well, I think I might be wrong.
Okay. Whereas I can feed my cat, give lots of love, and be a good pet owner. Is that right or wrong?
Well, I think that's probably right, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there we are. You do know the difference.
Well, I do. Well,
those sort of gut instinct.
Yeah, those are. So you saying that's ethical?
That's ethics. It studies that thing.
Ethics,
the difference between right and wrong.
Don't know much about it.
It sounds like Essex. You're a man of Essex, right? So what I'm trying to say, Essex could be a man of ethics.
Yes.
We can work with Essex to make it ethics. You see.
All right. Well,
so,
I think I get it. Yeah.
Okay,
all right,
so right and wrong.
Ethical. What
so the point I'm trying to say is, you wouldn't trust a jet plane if you were flying. Have you ever flown? You flew to Ibiza, right?
Well, yeah, it was in a jet, I think. Yeah.
So you wouldn't trust the flight of that plane to just a chippy who knew nothing about flying a plane.
Well, no, not really. No.
You want the guy with the specialist skills.
Well,
right?
preferably, yes.
Okay, fine. So flying the ship of state or the plane of state is the most difficult, complex thing because you're running the economy, the army and the navy, education, the whole thing, and that's much more complicated than flying a jet plane. So what I'm saying is these people, these politicians, should have training in ethics, economics, all the rest of it. And some do and some don't. And I have to say, this particular Prime Minister we've got and her close circle, Boris and people, they actually don't have training in what is absolutely necessary.
Well, I see what you're saying.
So I'm really worried about the direction this plane is flying in.
Are you saying to me then that that let's take another example, okay? I am a chippy, but let's just suppose I'm actually making out I am a chippy, but I'm not. So then my cousin, my neighbour says to me, could I do some work for him? and actually I'm pretty rubbish at being a chippy.
Mm.
And my neighbour says to me, "Can I make a cupboard for him?" And I said, "Yeah, I can make a cupboard."
And then the doors don't open and everything.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. So basically, I'm not a chippy. I design the cupboard and I make it, and it's rubbish.
Yeah, you're a shoddy. We call
I'm
that
shoddy.
shoddy.
I'm shoddy. Well, it's like shoddy. Yeah.
Yeah, shoddy.
I
Shoddy,
don't-
not a chippy. A
I
shoddy
don't-
chippy.
I don't
yeah.
do shoddy chippy stuff, no, because I am a
Yeah,
chippy.
yeah.
But let's suppose I wasn't a chippy,
Okay.
and I made a rubbish job of it.
Yeah.
Are you saying that's what Teresa actually, that she doesn't actually?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it?
yeah, absolutely. Because
Really?
if you think about it, look, they've been entrusted with the ship of the United Kingdom.
Really?
That's
yeah.
the biggest thing you could do.
Yeah.
Like running this whole beautiful country of ours,
Right,
which
yeah.
has been going since, by the way, do you know when the UK really came into being, like as a country, Great Britain?
Was it before? I don't know. When was it then?
Well, it's about 400 years. 1603 is when the first king of Scotland and England and Wales, they all became one king.
Well, that's complicated.
King
isn't it?
James, 400 years ago.
Is it? Oh, God, right, okay.
And
I
counting,
can't-
414.
Well, if you say so, mate. Yeah,
Yeah,
if
no,
you
that's
say
true,
so.
that's true.
Well, okay.
So this country's been running for 400 years. Now we've got a bunch of people that have taken it over, and they've like hijacked. So think of it as the plane hijack. The chippy and the stewardess have killed the pilots. They're flying the plane, right?
Yeah.
And they're flying it so dangerously, it's in danger of breaking up.
All right.
We're the passengers, and we're being thrown about.
All right. Can I ask
And-
you something then?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
It's going to break up in mid-air.
Okay, all right. I want to ask you two things.
Yeah.
So when Teresa says Brexit means Brexit,
She
then
means
that-
break up the plane. Yeah, we're going to break the plane up.
Brexit
Yeah, Brexit.
Brexit means Brexit.
Yeah.
So what do you say to Brexit? What do you mean? Brexit means what for
Well,
you?
it means breaking up the plane,
Oh,
because
breaking
what's
up.
going to happen is the United Kingdom is going to break up.
Right.
I mean, she's either never been to Scotland, or nobody's ever telling her the truth.
Right.
I actually met Theresa May, I have to say this.
You met her,
I
did
shook
you?
her hands and we chatted, and she seemed like a very nice woman.
Right.
But that was before she got
Did you
power.
enjoy shaking her hand?
I thought she was an intelligent woman, and that's a rare thing in politics. I actually thought she was a very
You thought.
intelligent... Yeah.
So you thought. So what do you think now then?
No, I think since she got into power, I'm sorry I have to say this, I think power corrupts. It was a famous historian called Lord Acton said that. Power corrupts. And what it does, it's like if you leave tools out in the rain,
Yeah.
you know, as a chippy, if you leave
Yeah.
a saw
Not
out
clever.
for a couple
Not
of
clever.
days,
No,
right,
not
it loses
clever.
its
It's all
sharpness,
well, it goes a bit rusty. Doesn't
and it goes rusty,
It
and
goes
you
rusty.
can't use it again for
No,
really
no, it's rubbish.
clean
It's
cuts.
rubbish.
Right?
It's rubbish.
That's what happens to politicians. You leave them too long with power, and it corrodes their sense of right and wrong. What was the name for that again?
What then?
Essex. It rhymes with Essex.
Ethics?
That's the one, ethics.
Ethics.
Yeah, right and wrong, you see.
How you spell that?
And that's when the saw gets
E-double-F.
rusty. No,
E-double-F.
E-T-H.
S.
Ethics.
Not ethics.
Well, you know, we won't quibble about accents here. I mean, you've got the idea.
Ethics.
The important thing is the sense
Okay.
of right and
All
wrong.
right.
And
I
that
want to ask you another.
corrodes-
I want to ask you another question.
Okay.
Teresa keeps on saying, and I believe her, that she basically gives the country a strong and stable leadership. So what do you say to that?
I say, I can feel the plane wobbling. Right, I can feel the plane wobbling. I lived in Scotland for 7 years. I love the Scots. And you know, they are going to leave the United Kingdom. I mean, I know your touching sense they're not going to.
Sorry,
but I promise you they're going to leave.
You're avoiding my question.
So my sense is the rumbling.
I said,
in the plane.
but what I asked, the question I asked you
Yeah.
was, Teresa keeps saying the words, and I believe her,
Mm.
that she gives the UK strong and stable leadership. So, so is she wrong?
Well, I believe that if you look at the facts like I've explained them, and I'm trying to be a scientist here, you know, I'm just assessing
I thought you said you were a philosopher.
Yeah, philosophers also have to be scientists.
Why is that then?
Because philosophy means the love of wisdom, which is the big picture of knowledge, like seeing from a huge plane 26,000 feet up in the air, you can see everything.
Yeah.
A scientist looks at the details of knowledge. It was a guy called Aristotle, who was a philosopher, that started us down the road of what's called science, which means, it's a Latin word, it means knowing things in detail.
Right.
So to be scientific about being a chippy, you study everything about wood, what tools are made of, construction.
Yeah, pretty much what I did, yeah.
Yeah, so, whereas to be a philosopher of wood, you would go wandering in the woods and singing hymns to the trees and working with the soul of trees and you know...
Well, I'm not sure I can hug trees, but I think I see what you mean, yeah.
You see what I mean? Right.
But,
Yeah.
so are you saying to me that you don't Are you seriously saying to me you don't think that Theresa
No, we
represents
can unstable is what I would say. I think the mantra.
Why is that then?
Okay, because I'll just repeat again. Because the United Kingdom, this country that we know and love, will break up if we follow down the Theresa May path. If we all vote for Theresa May again, falling for this thing strong and stable, it's a law of physics. You know, Newton, who's one of my heroes, he came along and talked about physics.
You're getting a bit technical with me. I'm not sure.
I'm sorry. This is the science thing.
Well, no, you're over my head there a bit.
Okay, I'll try. Okay, football. Right?
Keep it simple for me.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll lose me.
Okay, so we'll think about football, right?
Football. Okay.
Okay, so we've got football. So if I kick the ball in a certain direction,
right? Yeah.
I'm aiming for goal, right?
Right. Yeah.
Kick the ball in a certain direction. The ball's going to keep going in the direction I kick it
until
somebody else kicks and intervenes.
Yeah.
And then the ball's going to go off in the direction they kick it.
Yeah, I get that.
And the force of my kick has to be countered by an equal opposing force to kick it off direction.
Yeah, I can relate to that because I like the Arsenal, you know.
Okay, and then somebody else kicks it in another way and it comes in that direction. So there's a physics of this ball going around the field.
All right, take it further.
It's not going to happen that I kick it in this direction and it ends up over there in the goal.
No.
I have to kick it in that direction.
Yeah, okay.
So politics is very simple, it's like that. So if I'm kicking the ball in direction of Brexit, right?
Yeah.
It's going to end up in the corner of the pitch called breaking up the UK.
All right.
It's going to stand for break up the UK.
All right. Are you saying that you don't
it's
think...
just a physical law.
Well, are you saying you don't think that Theresa actually will get the better of Nicola? Nicola will get the better of Theresa?
It's not Nicola and it's not Theresa. I mean, I know that media presents it like a personality clash. We're talking millions and millions of voters here. There are people that love Theresa May and believe her mantras and will vote for her, whatever happens. There are also millions of people that believe in what Nicola stands for and will vote for her. Millions. I've met them. Right. And we're talking about laws of aggregates of physics.
Yeah,
and if you study it...
Aggregates, that's far too long a word for me. I don't understand
what it means. The density of things.
Right, okay. Density of what?
And if we kick the ball in the direction of Brexit, right, if we keep only kicking in that direction,
right,
it is going to end up in the part of the field called break up the UK.
All right. Well, I'm listening to what you're saying.
No way it can be stopped.
I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm beginning to think that maybe I need to think a little bit about it before I talk to my mates down at the pub about it.
I would love that. I'll come down and talk to them too.
Yeah, well, please do.
Yeah.
But so, what are you saying?
And by the way, I need a cupboard fixing.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
so we'll go down the pub now.
Okay? Yeah, can we talk about that later? Because I can do a good job for you.
You actually know how to be a chippy, you see.
Well, I do. I am a chippy.
Thank you so much. Well, nice to talk to you.
Yeah, nice to talk to
you.
you.
And we'll meet down the pub later.
Yeah, all right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Nice chat.